A couple of years ago, I was depressed, anxious, lost. I was struggling with lust for women. I could barely talk to women. And one person that saved my life was Jordan Peterson, right? And one advice that stuck to me from the years is why you should improve your life. You see, this advice stuck with me for context. At the moment I was listening to Jordan Peterson, my father was battling cancer, right? And I was going for a walk one day because we were taking turns to take care of him at night. I was listening to Jordan Peterson while I was going to get something to eat. And Jordan Peterson says, obviously I'm paraphrasing, he says, why you should improve your life is because it will help reduce the amount of suffering you and your loved ones go through. And I'm like, at this moment, I'm taking care of my dad, who doesn't know whether he will make it or not. And I'm like, whoa. That means I should improve my life because of the amount of suffering I could help alleviate. That means if I improve my life, will my father be all right? Will he be better? But obviously, with context, I'm grateful that he became better. But this story still hits me harder, right? It hits me harder 7 years down the line. Because 6 years later, he passed, but he survived that cancer. But a tragic incident happened again. Then, where this thing played out again in my life was after he passed, me and my brother became close, and he began to take up self-improvements because for the longest, I've been trying to advise him to stop certain bad habits that were not working for him, that were going against his health. And he was listening to me, but for some reasons, he was finding it difficult to adapt until I figured out a system to make people begin to improve their lives. I was wasting my time then, but really, I'm grateful that I then realized how to improve people's lives with the proper system. And then what happened was, while he was beginning to improve his life, right? Begin to take about advice, begin to do some things, begin to take his life in order. He passed, and his passing happened about 30 days before his daughter was born. And this is me here looking at what the fuck just happened. This guy just passed. His wife is expecting, mind you, he got married 3 months before he passed. His wife is expecting a baby, and he just died like that. And I'm like, now, him being my immediate elder brother put some responsibilities on me. And then what paid me the most is not even the responsibilities per se, but it's the fact that he was just beginning to take up his own life serious. And he put a note in his phone. And this is a note that was personal to him. I was about to find his password because of how close we became. When I got his password, in his notes, he wrote that he's depressed, he was praying to God. He told God that if his wife puts to bed successfully, he's going to stop every single bad habit that he has. Guess what? Too late. Just too late because he had taken the wrong substance on the wrong date. And just at that moment, man, that Jordan Peterson's advice was just striking me left to right. I was baffled. I was wondering that, could this thing have been avoided? What could I have done? And I figured that there's very little I could have done because I was already doing the most I can. And one thing I'm grateful for is the fact that I really did not really give up on him, right? Because I remember before he passed, he began to read books, he began to have ideas, he began to have goals, which is where we're going to. And one question you should ask yourself, right, when it comes to Jordan Peterson, because these days, Jordan Peterson, who helped the lives of so many young men, is facing some backlash right now. I feel like I owe it to him to what? To speak up for him, to say that his advice helped my life. Because when I see people insult Jordan Peterson, it pains me. I'm like, why insulting him? This is somebody who has saved the lives of millions of young men all around the world, helping them to think. And one question that I would say that helps me in my self-improvement journey. Now, before I get to the question is this: what stupid thing are you doing right now that is jeopardizing your chances of success? Now, have that question in your mind because I'll tell you the proper system that I use to help my brother join the self-improvement program. It's simple because I have one to sell to you. This is it. Have a goal and solve the problems that stop you from getting towards that goal. Because when you have a goal, your mind is directed towards somewhere. But guess what? You begin to realize that some things are stopping you from getting there, are slowing your progress. Solving those problems and making your progress faster is the actual self-improvement. But guess what? These days, we have self-improvement gurus trying to sell you courses. They try to sell you a lifestyle, which is just finance-driven. But guess what? There's more to life than just money. And for that, oh yes, money is good, but there's more to life than just money. So guess what? A lot of guys with self-improvement mindset, they come with the intention of trying to make as much money as possible. They never really ask, you know what? What's this person's dreams? What's this person's goals? Because if you don't have goals, there's no amount of habits you adopt that will change your life. So I'm saying this because you should stop watching videos like 5 habits that made me a millionaire. Because the truth is that those 5 habits we're made to solve five problems. But guess what? You may never face those problems in your entire journey. You may never face them. Harsh truth. Harsh truth. You may never face those problems. And this is what I tell guys, in as much as possible, have a goal, move towards it, realize or become aware of the things that are stopping you from getting towards that goal. See that question? Very powerful question. What is it that I'm doing right now in my life that's stopping me from getting towards my goal? Because if a story that made this thing stick to me was that my anger issues. I used to have a shit ton of anger issues. And the anger issues kind of cost me a lot. It cost me proper friendships. It cost me relationships I could have had with very attractive women, friendships, right? Mostly friendships. It did cost me a lot. And one story that made me realize that anger is a bitch was I was talking to somebody in the car, and the person was like pissing me off. The person pissed me off fully. So time for me to come down from the car that I drove, not from the person. I didn't kick the person out. I just said, let me just go out there and like, shout, even go and drag the person out. So what happened was I had come out from the car and I slammed the door so that the person sees that I'm in the angry mode. I slammed the door, but the door bounced back. At that moment, I looked down and saw my phone had cracked into like half. Fuck. Not entirely half, but obviously like a serious dent. It bent like this. I'm like, huh? Apparently, my phone has slid out of my pocket, but I did not know. The moment I opened and slammed the door with so much force, that was when my phone stopped the door from locking, and by doing so, damaged the entire phone. At that moment, I kind of realized that. Not that moment, because that moment was very, very hot. Like, I even became much more angry, but later I was like, what I did was very stupid. And it cost me my phone. And mind you, I just finished university. What that means is I had no job, no nothing yet. And my father never bought a phone for me. Never bought a phone for me. So what that means is I had to fend for myself. That's something that I'm grateful for. Fending for myself is something that I think really made me confident, because I can see that I grew up in a house where a lot of things were done for me. But something that my dad, what happened was, Prof, by university, he's not helping you do jack shit. After university, he's not helping you do much apart from just giving you the basics. So that's something for another day, which I think is a testimony for me. It was a blessing for me, rather. So ever since that day, I kind of realized that anger was not working for me. Another bad habit I had, no, I won't say a bad habit, but a problem I had when I gave myself a goal to leave my father's house, because I had to leave my father's house. Because I mean, the only benefit I had was free accommodation and free food. Was whenever they wake up in the house, right? Whenever they wake up in the house, it's just very difficult for me to focus. So I realized that to solve that problem, I had to set an alarm for 2 hours before the first person in the house wakes up, which is my mom, right? Because she wake up by 5 and start giving me errands. So I wake up by 3 a.m. Even till this day, my body wakes up by 3 a.m. This is years, 6, 7 years. My body still wakes up by 3 a.m., but my alarms are for 4 a.m. And then that period was like a period I think I'm really grateful for, looking back at how much I've improved. So the message here is simple, bro. Is one, if you really want to improve your life, set a goal, solve all of the problems that appear in your front. That is across self-improvement. Don't let anybody sell any extra system to you, right? Because your mind will prefer a complex system, right? But that's just it. And it has helped other people. It was helping my brother until it was too late. It has helped other people that I'm coaching, right? So I really wanted to share this video with other guys, because Jordan Peterson right now is at a level where he's receiving unnecessary backlash. I don't know why. Maybe because I barely consume content. I mean, now I figured out a mistake he may have made, but he's somebody who has helped my life and the life of millions of men all around the world. So please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get algorithms pushing this video. Let's get more guys on self-improvement, really upping their game. So if you like what you're hearing in this video, please go ahead and share it. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon, and then bye for now.